Hare Krishna everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjala Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prasharane Nirshesha Srinivadi Pastyata Deshitarani जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री वेद गदाधर श्री वसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. I would like to thank Krishna Prasthaya Mataji and Haridas Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to speak on the significance of Ekadashi today. So what I'll begin with is the meaning of Ekadashi. There's two meanings, mainly the external meaning and the internal meaning. The external meaning of Ekadashi is fasting from grains and beans on the 11th day of our lunar calendar. That's the external meaning. And the internal meaning is how Ekadashi is the number 11 on our 11 calendar. And like similarly, all the occasions in our Vedic calendar, like Ganesh Chaturthi, Nag Panchami, they're given they're numbered according to the calendar. So like Naga Panchami, Ora Shasti, Advaita Saptami, Radhashtami, Ramanavami, Vijayadashami and Ekadashi, they're all numbered according to their calendar. And Ekadashi is primarily performed to bring our 11 senses closer to Krishna, right? Our 11 senses are our 5 senses, our 5 knowledge acquiring senses and our mind. And we use those 11 senses in order to come close to Krishna on this particular day, because Lord Vishnu, he blesses us with lots of mercy on this particular day, so it's a good day to advance in our spiritual life. So one spiritual evidence for the proof of Ekadashi is how, I'll narrate one story. It's about how Ekadashi was there, like how the day of Ekadashi was born. One day Lord Vishnu, he was creating the living entities for this universe. And when he was creating these living entities, he created a Papa Purusha. That Papa Purusha was the punisher of all the people who did wrong things, right? If you did wrong things, then you go to hell and you suffer for those things, then you come back to this material world. So the Lord was creating the Papa Purusha. And then sometime later, he went on a tour to look at his universe. He went, because like normally like managers or office or anything, they go around the office to check how everything is doing. So the Lord went around the universe. When he went around the universe, he came to Yamaraja's abode. When he came to Yamaraja's abode, Lord Yamaraj, he offered obeisances unto Lord Vishnu. He cleansed Lord's feet. He offered nice prayers, and the Lord was satisfied. And when that happened, the Lord heard cries, like painful cries from outside. And he asked Lord Yamaraj, why is there so many painful cries that I'm hearing? Who are these people that are suffering? And then Yamaraja said, oh my Lord, you created the Papa Purusha. You created the Papa Purusha, and he's punishing his the people who did the wrong things, right? And then the Lord felt lots of compassion for those entities, and out of that compassion, a goddess came out of the Lord's body. And then the Lord asked, oh my lady, who are you? Like, why did you come here? And then she said, my Lord, I arose out of your compassion for the living entities. I am your embodiment of the compassion. And to relieve these people from that suffering, whoever chants the Lord's glories on this particular day will get liberated and go back to Vaikuntha. And then the living entities that were suffering, they heard this and they started chanting, and they went back to Godhead. And then nobody was there in Yamaraja's abode because everybody got liberated. And then the Papa Purusha came and begged the Lord Vishnu, my Lord, all the living entities that I'm supposed to punish are gone. What should I do now? What's the purpose of me? Why did you create me? And then the Lord said, on this, you can do your regular duty on the rest of the days. But on this day, you cannot harm the devotees. You have to hide in grains or beans. And then the Lord said, okay, and that's why Ekadashi came to be. That's why we fast from grains and beans, because the Papa Purusha is in those grains and beans, right? And then I would like to narrate another story. One day there was a Mura demon that was terrorizing the demigods. He was causing havoc in the Devatas' abodes. And then the Devatas went to Lord Vishnu and said, my dear Lord, this Mura demon is not letting us execute our duties. We need you to kill this demon. And then the Lord, he said, okay. And then he went and fought with the Mura demon. He fought with the demon for many years, many celestial years, like thousands of Divya Yugas. And he fought, and then he got tired. The Lord felt tired. And he went to the earth and he went to Badrikashram. And he went into a cave. And he started resting in that cave. And then the Mura demon, he thought that this is my opportunity to kill the Lord. And then right when he was about to touch the Lord, Ekadashi came out of the Lord's body again. And she fought with the Mura demon and killed him. And when Lord Vishnu woke up, he asked the goddess, how could you kill him in such a short amount of time? I fought with the Mura demon for thousands and thousands of years. How can you kill him in such a short time? And then Ekadashi said, your compassion is so concentrated in me that I had the desire to liberate him. I had the desire to liberate the Mura demon and send him back to Godhead. That's why I was able to kill him. And so this day signifies that if we perform Ekadashi, we can remove all the past obstacles in spiritual life. The Mura demon can be compared to like a bad association. On this day, if we practice Ekadashi and do devotional service, then we will it'll be more effective. Like normally on days it won't be as much effective, but if you practice devotional service on this day, your spiritual growth will rise higher. And now I will give the scientific evidence by which Ekadashi is very helpful to our lives. So everybody knows what DNA is. DNA is the strands in our body that carry our code, genetic code. Like they determine how you look, how your eyes are, how what color your hair is, and everything. And these DNA strands are located within the cell. And the scientists, they were researching and they found another piece of DNA strand that had no use. It had no particular information. So the atheists, they took hold of this information and they said, why is there a mistake? if there is God, if He created living beings, that means His creation has to be perfect. Why is there why is there a mistake? Why is there this piece of strand that doesn't have a use to it? That means that there's no God. That's why they argued for many, many years. And then the scientists, they did further research, and they found out that when the cell splits, some portions of the junk DNA is lost. Like that junk DNA, they call the extra piece the junk DNA. And when the cell splits, some portion of the junk DNA is lost. And then they figured out that the more pieces the junk DNA is lost, the shorter you live. A cell can probably split about 80 times. And by the time it's split the 80th time, the junk DNA is lost. The junk DNA is fully lost, and the DNA strands are disarrayed and they're gone. And that means the person died. The person slowly died. This junk DNA can be compared to, there's a shoelace analogy. Like, normally on a shoelace, there's two casings on the end. Right? There's two casings on the end. But what's the use? It protects the shoelace threads from getting out, right? So that's why the junk DNA is like the covering for the DNA, right? So the scientists wanted to figure out a way to shorten the amount of DNA being lost, the junk DNA being lost, and stop the cells from splitting that fast. So they did do many experiments, and they found out that people who eat meat, people who drink alcohol, people who do not follow the four regulative principles, they continuously lose more of the junk DNA when their cells split, and then they live shorter lives. And they found out that people who are living a life in a mode of goodness, a vegetarian life, a peaceful life, lose only a little portion of the junk DNA, making them live longer, healthier, and better lives. And they realized that if you lower your calorie intake, then you live longer. The junk DNA pieces will only small portions will be lost. So they tried an experiment on 14 students, and those 14 students, they reduced their calorie intake by 25%. When they did that, they did that for about 1 week, and the results were amazing. They were only small portions of the junk DNA were being lost, only small portions, but the students were feeling very weak, and they were feeling very, very weak. And after the experiment, they returned back to their normal diet, and so it was no use. And they did more research, and they found out that if a person fasts for 36 hours once in every 2 weeks, they'll have the same results as the person. And that's what we call Ekadasi. That's the proof, the scientific proof for why Ekadasi is beneficial. And then I'll narrate what you can do for Ekadasi. How do we fast for Ekadasi? There's 4 types of levels. You can do nirjal, or no water, right? No water and fasting throughout the day for 36 hours. But one might ask, how is it 36 hours? Actually, we're supposed to fast the day before Ekadashi. We're supposed to fast on the sunset. We should start on the sunset. We shouldn't eat as much as we can until the next day, so we'll be good. Not like that. No, on the next day, and it ends on the next day of Ekadashi, the sunrise. Until then, we should be fasting. And then after the sunrise, we can break our fast. So we can have nirjal. If we can't do nirjal, you can do with water, only water. If you can't do with water, then you can do with fruit juices, sugarcane juice, coconut water, those types of fluids. If you can't do that also, then it goes down to fruits, potatoes, boiled potatoes, things like that. And if you can't do that, then it's Ekadashi prasadam, normal like quinoa and buckwheat. But if you can't, and the worst is to not do Ekadashi at all. The worst is not to do Ekadashi at all. And I just want to speak on one more point, the significance of water, right? The significance of water. There was one, I want to narrate the Ambarish Maharaj story. The Ambarish Maharaj story. Ambarish Maharaj was fasting for about a month in devotion to Lord Krishna, and when he did, and he was about to break the fast. He was about to break the fast, and when he was about to break the fast, Sage Durvasa came. Sage Durvasa came, and he came as a guest to Lord Ambarish Maharaj. And Ambarish Maharaj, at that time, it was customary to offer a place for rest, a place and to feed the guests. And then Ambarish Maharaj, he told the Sage Durvasa to go and bathe in the river. And then Ambarish Maharaj is fasting, closing it was coming really, really fast. So we had to do something. The minister said, "My lord, Ambarish, if you have to break the fast immediately, otherwise there is no use to that fast." So Ambarish Maharaj said, "What can we do? I can't eat without Sage Durvasa coming." And they said, "If you drink water, then water is like breaking the fast and is not like breaking the fast. It's in the middle. So if you drink water, you'll achieve the benefit of both." So he didn't drink water, and then Sage Durvasa got angry, and the story happened about how Lord Vishnu, he got angry on Sage Durvasa for getting angry on Ambarish Maharaj, and then everything happened, and then Sage Durvasa finally came to the conclusion that the devotees of the Lord are never to be punished, are never to be offense. We should never put an offense to the devotees of the Lord. And another scientific evidence is that the moon, the moon is the moon's gravity causes tides in the ocean, right? Sometimes the moon's gravity is really strong, and so the tides come really close to the earth. And if the moon's gravity is less, then the ocean goes away from the earth, right? So the moon's gravity has lots of effect on the water. Our bodies are made up of 70% water, 75% water, and if we Ekadasi.